Using punctuation with dialogue. Use quotation marks when you are writing something that is being said by a character or characters in the text. When you are quoting word for word something a character has said, identify the quotation with marks like these. They are called quotation marks or speech marks. "I am going to the park with you," my sister said. Can you see the quotation marks? This quotation has a tag at the end of it. The tag tells you who said the words you have quoted. My sister said. Notice the comma before the end of the quotation marks. If the quotation has a tag after it, and the quoted words form a statement, something that's just a fact that's being said, as opposed to an exclamation, something you're shouting, or a question, something you're asking, then a comma goes inside the end quotes. This creates a small pause for the reader and makes it easier to distinguish the quotation from the tag. "I am going to the park with you," my sister said. "I am going to the park with you," my sister said. If the quotation has a tag after it, and the quoted words form an exclamation or a question, then the exclamation mark or the question mark goes inside the end quotes in the same place the comma would have gone if we were writing a statement. My sister said, "I am coming to the park with you." If the tag comes before the quoted words, the comma goes after the tag and before the beginning quotation marks. The ending quotation marks go at the very end. My sister said, "I am going to the park with you." My sister said, "I am going to the park with you." If the quoted words are in the form of an exclamation or a question, replace the full stop at the end with the appropriate alternative, which would be an exclamation mark for an exclamation or a question mark for a question. As with the full stop, the final quotation marks go after the exclamation or question mark. "I am going," my sister said, "to the park with you." If the quoted words are on either side of the tag, in other words, if the thing being said is interrupted by a description of who's saying it, put a comma inside the first set of quotation marks and before the tag. Put another comma after the tag and before the quotation marks in the second part of the sentence. Notice that there are two sets of quotation marks in this sentence, this set and this set. We need two sets of quotation marks because the speech is interrupted by the explanation of who is saying it. We need to separate the quoted words from the rest of the information, in this case, the tag. "I have decided," my sister said. "I am going to the park, and I am going with you." Notice what happens to the commas when we write not just one spoken statement, but several statements. So we have the first statement, "I have decided." The second statement, "I am going to the park." And the third statement, "and I am going with you." The spoken parts still require quotation marks around them. But now, in the last section of the text, the quotation marks sit around groups of spoken sentences. So there are two sentences within the one set of quotation marks. There is no comma in the second set of sentences because all the text in these sentences is spoken, and there is no need to add a tag because the person speaking is obviously still the same. Have a look at these examples to see your new learning in action. 1. "What is the name of your cat?" I asked. 2. "Well," the woman replied, "we call her Marietta." "Marietta!" I exclaimed. "What a lovely name!" "We always thought so," the young woman said. "Do you like cats?" "I do," I responded. And that is how you use punctuation when writing dialogue.